The I-Team has uncovered a startling fact. Some 911 operators in Cincinnati have no medical training.
Chief Investigator Brendan Keefe is on your side with the I-Team investigation you'll see only on 9. Brendan?
Dying for help. Some victims are left holding the phone because dispatchers tell us when you dial 911 here in the city of Cincinnati, it's a game of roulette.
Cincinnati 911.
He has no pulse, no breathing, no nothing.
I'll walk you through CPR. Are you ready?
911 operators saving lives.
Got paramedics already responding. I want you to stay on the line. I want you to listen to me. We're going to help me out, okay? We're going to do what we can to try and save her.
It happens every night in Cincinnati.
I want you to pump the chest hard and fast, at least twice per second, and at least 2 inches deep. Got it?
That's what it sounds like when the person who answers 911 is medically trained.
Can you feel her heart beating? Okay, then stop doing the compressions.
This is what it sounds like when they're not.
My sister, she may be having a heart attack.
I could have died that day.
She got a defibrillator.
My heart has stopped 3 times.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start EMS, okay?
Yes.
All right.
No one gave us any instructions. They just hung up.
Please hurry.
Ma'am, I'm not the one that's coming. EMS is coming, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the call. They've been dispatched, okay?
They're saying they're on their way and hang up. And your life is in someone else's hands.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the call. They've been dispatched.
The ambulance was on the way, but for the next 7 minutes, there was no one on the other end of the line as her defibrillator kept jolting Rhonda Andrews back to life.
I want to hear the person, a strong person, saying, take her, lay her down, do this, do that.
And instead,
I heard, okay, they're coming, bye.
I start the fire department and get off the phone to answer other emergencies.
Saying that help is on the way without giving any pre-arrival instructions.
2 current Cincinnati police dispatchers told the I-Team they're often assigned to answer 911 calls with no medical training. Are you trained today to handle a medical call?
No, I am not.
It's sad and scary at the same time. It's scary because you don't know what's going to happen to those people, and it's sad because you put yourself in their shoes, and how would you feel if that was you?
It keeps me up at night because I've gotten calls that I could not handle with the training given to me.
That's not the case in Hamilton County's 911 center.
What's your name, sir?
Where everyone who answers 911 calls is a certified emergency medical dispatcher. I'm standing on the city limits. That house is in Cincinnati. This house is in the county. When this resident dials Hamilton County 911, 19 times out of 20, this is what happens.
911 emergency dispatcher Hubbard.
19 times out of 20, Hamilton County 911 will answer the call within 10 seconds. But when his neighbor calls Cincinnati 911 in an emergency, there's a 1 in 5 chance this will happen. One out of every 5 emergency callers to Cincinnati 911 waits 10 seconds or longer just for someone to answer the phone.
Because that is really disturbing to me to see that kind of variance. Every second matters.
City council members grilled Cincinnati's emergency communications director, Joel Estes, who told them the city's hiring freeze is the real problem.
We currently have 17 vacant operator dispatcher positions and 10 vacant E911 positions.
27 unfilled positions at the newly civilianized emergency communications center. That's why untrained people sometimes answer emergency calls.
We're continuing to do either police or fire to get people on the floor and working as quickly as possible.
Mr. Estes. The I-Team tried to get answers as Estes left the hearing.
Is everyone who answers 911 in the city of Cincinnati medically trained?
No answer. After we confronted officials in City Hall, they granted our previous request for an interview with Director Estes.
Is everyone who answers a 911 call in the city of Cincinnati medically trained?
Emergency medical dispatch trained, not at this time.
When police and firefighters jointly ran the dispatch center 3 years ago, 911 operators would transfer medical calls to paramedics sitting right next to them.
We don't do that anymore. Now the person who takes the call, in almost all cases, is EMD certified, and they're able to provide those pre-arrival instructions for people.
Then why are there still calls like this?
And you said your father's doing CPR?
Yes, he's doing everything he knows how to do. We're not very great at it. He's older, I'm blind.
There's no way of knowing if it would have made a difference, but people have died waiting for an ambulance while untrained operators had no choice but to disconnect the call.
My father's sick and he can't keep doing this.
Okay.
That's why. Please help us.
All right. We're giving them all the information. They're on the way, okay?
You can't take someone off a phone or a police frequency. You can't afford to train them right now because you don't have enough people.
That's very, very true, actually. The reality is that we do the best we can, but operations always has to take precedence.
When you call 911, it's more of a lottery. Either you get someone that's trained to help you or you don't.
I wouldn't call it a lottery when it's 90% certain that you're going to get an EMD trained person.
Do those odds mean 4,500 of the 45,000 medical calls in Cincinnati every year are answered by medically untrained operators?
There's usually between 7 and 9 of us on the phones at one time. And when dispatchers are on the phones, the chances of you getting them 1 in 9, 2 in 9 sometimes.
This is life and death.
Yes, it is. This is life and death.
Please hurry.
I lived through this. I see my family again. The next person might not live.
And several states require full emergency medical training before someone can even sit in the chair and answer a single 911 call. Ohio has no minimum training requirements for 911 operators. Right now on WCPO.com, examine the evidence for yourself. We've got the documents, we've got the pictures, and we also have the video posted for you with that complete interview with the city's emergency communications manager.